How is God involved in our reality, and which is our responsibility in it? We receive the parable of the tenants from Jesus, who addresses it to the elderly and the priests, the guides and the pastors of the people. With it, he's offering us a mirror where our lives can be reflected. In the measure we are open, we can receive the personal message he has for us. The characters of the parable are clearly presented. God himself is the landlord, says the prophet Isaiah, the owner, the one who created and planted it, who entrusts it to the care of the tenants, so it can grow, expecting abundant fruit. He is always present, continuously sending. Jesus goes farther and adds that the Son himself will be sent and will be killed. He is revealing who he is and also anticipating the Paschal mystery we celebrate in the Eucharist. The Psalm tells us who the vineyard is. It is the house of Israel, his people. In the Old Testament, it was restricted to the descendants of the patriarchs, but Jesus himself extended it to all humanity, and so does the Church after him. We all, as human beings, are the vineyard, God's own property. Jesus introduces with detail who are the tenants and their actions. Those tenants today are also ourselves. We are the ones to whom God entrusts his creation, and we experience it in our daily life. We can recognize what we have received to be taken care of, and to which we give our life day after day, our family, our community, our work and mission, special values and properties, and all the good things that fill our lives with sense. But the parable denounces the attitudes of the elderly, of the priests, and also our own. Like the tenants, they want to become the landlords and owners at any price. We could pay attention to the internal processes they live. The root of their behavior is their ambition, the desire of ownership over reality. They don't recognize their own responsibility, nor their accountability to the Lord. They manipulate and invert their relations within the vineyard. Appropriation instead of return, aggressions in the place of care, and death instead of life. This leads them to greed. They are closed in their own being and erect themselves in their own lords. They only value their own existence. Neither the vineyard, nor the other employees, nor the landlord, nor his son count. This is what Pope Francis calls mundanization, the closedness in oneself, in our own small realities and worries, living only to fulfill our own happiness and using every means for it, not minding of anything else. We could ask ourselves, what type of tenant am I? Do I live to serve and to take care of others, or I use them for my own profit and interest? Do I feel responsible and conscious of my accountability for all what I have received? Also with this parable, Jesus shows the dramatic consequences of ambition and closeness of the tenants. These are happening in our world. The misuse of the earth's resources for the profit of a small group, the blood of our brothers and sisters killed by violence and wars involved us all. Let ourselves be led by the parable to a bigger scene. God entrusts to us not only our small reality, but the whole creation, with every human being in it, who are our brothers and sisters. He calls us to serve and to be responsible for them. We cannot close our eyes, nor avoid our responsibility, with the excuse that we are focused in our particular situations and worries. The cry of the people of South Sudan is an example of how actual this parable is. South Sudan is a vineyard where a silent genocide is taking place under the eyes of the world, where its leaders are fighting for power and benefiting their own families and tribes with its resources, where the international community is having a double-sided attitude. They are sending aid, but also blocking the weapons embargo and providing the weapons for the ongoing war, leaving the multinationals to benefit from the chaotic situation, to extract primary resources without control. Meanwhile, and as a consequence of those interests, the people are being killed, they are starving, they are raped, they are displaced. The failure of the youngest country of the world is responsibility of all. The Son of God is really dying in each child, men and women, is displaced in each of the 2 million people who have abandoned their homes, is starving and sick, raped in each girl and woman who suffer from raping as a war weapon. The Son is actualizing his passion and resurrection in each victim under the world's blindness. This situation confronts our lives. Pope Francis denounces our avoidance of responsibility, giving it a name: globalization of indifference. This is the action of evil in our world, in us, happening through our personal lack of acting. At this point, we can consider: are these situations affecting my sensitivity and personal, political, and social choices? Am I conscious of the personal situations behind the figures and statistics? We believe that as disciples and followers of Jesus, we are responsible for our brothers and sisters. Are my actions witnessing that faith? What does the Lord want to tell us this parable? What will He ask us when our lives here will finish? Thank you very much.